Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for joining me. Listen, with boycotting certain drugstore brands and the prices of makeup that seem to go up every single day, I have started this new series. I've done a few brands now. I think I've done NYX and Wet n Wild of is this brand still good at this point of time in our lives in 2025, or are they just coasting by on their names? And today I want to take a look at Rimmel London, because they have had some great products in the past and I have a few here that I want to try. And you know, they're a classic brand. They've been around for a really long time. So we have foundation, we have primers, we have setting sprays, we have lip products, we have some eyeshadow products. So let's just get straight into it. Please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. If you like more makeup-y content, more makeup tutorials like this, you can come to my channel every Monday, and that's when we do like a Makeup Monday kind of situation. I'll list everything down below for you. I'll just, I guess, direct you to their main website. I don't have a discount code or anything like this. Is not sponsored by the brand. This is just part of my series. Okay, and I'll leave a link to that series down below as well. Okay, let's start with primers first. I have been using this for a long time. This is their multitasker, so I know this is good. It's like a glow booster, you know, it gives a glow to the face. But one primer I really want to try is this one. So this is in their like multitasker range. It's the All Day Grip and Breathable Primer. Non-pore clogging with vitamin C. Oh, so it comes in a little squeezy tube with a pump on. Oh, it's completely clear. I don't know why I was expecting something different. So although it had like grip in the name, it isn't like that typical really sticky feeling. It actually feels more like an in-between a serum and a grippy primer. So with grippy primers, a lot of people I just think put loads on, and I think they think the more the grip, the better. But I'm actually just doing like a layer, and then I'm gonna use my fingers, not the tips, like the curvature of my fingers. Does everyone's fingers do that? To kind of like activate the grip. You can do this with any grippy primer. Just get that stickiness going, because you want sit on the skin because you want that grippiness, but also at the same time you want to push it into the skin so it's not just a layer sitting on top of your foundation. No, underneath your foundation. So this says it has all-day gripping power, a gel texture that lets the skin breathe and does not clog pores. It definitely feels very lightweight, like it doesn't feel heavy in any way. It doesn't feel, I hate using this word, but it's the only word I know how to describe, like claggy, you know? And it's hydrating as well. It says it has instant hydration to it. Oh, I didn't know Coty owned them. Okay. I think that looks beautiful on the skin. Now look at that glow it's giving my skin. That's really nice. And not a glow like glitter or shimmer. It just has this really nice bouncy texture to it. That's what I like about grippy primers. For me, it's not even that they grip to the foundation or they're like glue for your foundation. To me, it's the texture they leave your skin, right? They smooth out these areas that have like porous texture, maybe dehydration as well. It just makes it feel like you've applied a really good skincare serum that does have that slight tackiness. And if you don't like the severe tackiness you can get in some grippy primers, this isn't that. It isn't gimmicky sticky. It's actually quite tame in terms of stickiness. Yeah, I really like it. I really like the way it feels on the skin too. It's not too heavy. I actually think in terms of primers that claim to be grippy, I think this might be a favorite. Okay, I am going to put a little bit of a multitasker on, better than filters. So this is a glow booster highlighter and anti-aging primer. So it is one of those really nice, like, oh, add a glow to your skin. I'm actually going to be quite strategic with where I put it. So I'm just going to do it on the cheeks here. I'm going to avoid my T-zone just because I have a lot of skincare on today. I've put sunscreen on, and I usually don't apply sunscreen when I'm filming because I'm just going to remove my makeup 2 or 3 times throughout that process. So there's really no point. So I'm not going to put any excess shine or glow in my T-zone because that's where I tend to get really oily and don't really want this beautiful. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. I just love this product. This is a classic. What color is this? I think I've been using a shade that's quite dark, but it has been summer to be. This is 002 Fair Light. But I mean, they're not so colorful that you should worry too much about being extra precise about your shade, and you can wear it alone or with your makeup. I think it's so stunning. I love wearing this by itself. I love wearing skincare and then doing a little bit of this on my cheeks. And when did I last wear this? I think I last wore this maybe not this one, I had a different color, maybe a few weeks back. And I knew I was sitting in the car for about 2 hours. I was getting out at a hotel, seeing some people and then going to my room. And I was like, I just want to look a little bit healthy. I want to look a little bit healthy and that's it. So let's start with the eyes. And these are their Wonderlast shadow sticks. I have quite a few shades here, quite a few neutrals. So what I might do is just lay down a very, very neutral base because I do want to use a product in a different video that I just want to tap on top. I love pencil eyeshadows in general from any brand. I think they make great primers and they kind of sit down if you choose like a neutral matte one. And they just sit really, really well and they tend not to crease. I have never used these before, so I'm very interested in seeing how it goes. So these do claim that they last all day and they effortlessly glide onto the lids. They're comfortable to wear, highly pigmented. They come in 12 colors and you can wear it without any base. You don't have to use a brush to apply it and you don't have to touch it up. They're very cute. I mean, they're quite glowy and shiny. I wonder if they do matte ones because I would like some mattes as well, but they all do have a bit of a shine to them. I think I'm just going to use the darkest shade I have here, and I am personally going to use a brush just to blend out the edges slightly. I feel a bit strange going into eye makeup and not using a primer. I'm literally just going to draw it on. That's crazy. That was violent. Did you hear that knock on my door? They do blend really, really well with a brush. My only concern is because they blend quite well and they are very easy to move and very easy to like blend out, my concern is it's not sticking down very well. You see what I mean? Because that was very easy to blend, very easy to blend. And look, I can literally just smudge it away like this. But what I'll do is I'll blend it out and then we'll add a little bit more just to add some like depth to the shadow. But they are very, very silky, very easy to apply. Let me just blend it out a little bit and then I might leave it just to set and see if it does settle down, because they are like I'm having to be very, very light-handed. It's almost too easy to blend. I know that sounds crazy, but this is going to be a great little stick if you know you're just doing something where you don't necessarily need to have a full face of eye makeup, but you do like to do a little bit of eye makeup, even just going to work and you want a little bit of something on your lid. Perhaps you're going out after work. I know everyone tries to make us socialize at this time of year, so maybe you're going out after work and you just kind of need to put something on. Just one wash of color on the lid can sometimes be like really effective. See, and I would have to use a colorful base under this because I have like scars here and shadow always looks like it's just sitting in the scar. So you don't have to lay down a base, but I personally would on myself because I have that kind of like discoloration in the eye area that can make eyeshadow look kind of patchy. I also have a scar from chickenpox there as well, so you can see it kind of sits. Can you see there? There's a patch that color kind of just sits in. I don't know, you know, I'm not sure about these. I do, to give it, okay, to be completely fair, I do have quite a rich eye cream on both eyes. So obviously if there's a lot of moisture there, it's not going to sit down. That's why I usually like to use a base. I would be interested to see what a base looks like under this, so I might actually cut the camera, remove this, and see what a base looks like. But this is it without a base. It's kind of like, you can see it isn't sitting very well in my socket. So let's do that. Let's put a base underneath. Okay, base is down. Obviously, if you were going to wear these sticks, you could literally just not use eye cream that day if you didn't want to, just to make it a little bit longer lasting. Using a base, of course, is going to affect the application in terms of it might not glide on as easily or as silky perhaps as it would without something underneath. Yeah, see, to me that's much more like effective. The blend is nicer. It's not just like sliding around. So I would absolutely use an eyeshadow base underneath. Oh my god, so much better, so much easier to blend. It's so smooth. Yeah, you know what? Even eye products that don't need a base, I just love to neutralize that eyelid before putting down any color. Obviously not with concealer. You know how I feel about putting concealer under eyeshadow. You might as well just, you know, crease it up there and then. Or some of us with, you know, oily lids. Yeah, I actually really like that. I actually really like the way they blend with a base underneath. A bit of a pinky shade here. Oh, that was, I didn't read out the shade, did I? That was Cocoa Shimmer. And then I'm going to use Pink Fizz just on the inside, just here, just to add a little bit of depth. I am using the most random brushes for this because I still haven't cleaned my brushes, so I'm just using what I have out. Okay, I don't really have anything other colors to add to that. If I was to make this a little bit more of an eye look, I would add something a little bit darker in the corners, which is fine. But this is nice, especially if you just want that one shade for everyday wear. I think that's beautiful, and we'll do some underneath as well when we have used their concealer, which I do have here. This I found really interesting. So this is the Multitasker Wake Me Up Concealer and Foundation with a Cooling Wand. I know a lot of people actually use their concealer as their foundation. Oh, that's strange. Okay. So this says it's a concealer and foundation that brightens, corrects, and revives the skin with a buildable formula with a radiant finish. Infused with caffeine to wake up the skin, vitamin C to brighten and even the tone. Liquid concealer and foundation. A facial tool inspired applicator designed to work in target areas all over the face. I'm using the shade 030 Light. Okay, so to be honest, I didn't like the feel of that tool under the eye. The concealer is quite matte in terms of finish and in terms of texture. So when it came to kind of like using that as the cooling tool, it kind of dragged the skin because it's not like, you know, a super hydrating product to a point where it has that slip, that lubrication you need to run it around the eye. So this is it as a concealer shade. I was going to use it over the whole face, but I do think it's going to be incredibly light on me. Oh, it's a beautiful finish. That is a beautiful concealer. That is, you know what, maybe I should just use like tiny bits and not do like a full coverage, because that's stunning. It's really like, I know I said it was like dry feeling, but that's not the finish we're getting on the skin at all. It's really, and maybe it's a prep we've done underneath, but it has this like texture of being kind of sheer for a concealer and a foundation, but also buildable in a way where I can oh fuck, I just gone over eye makeup. Buildable in a way that I can kind of like customize it in the different areas. I just realized I actually don't have any color product for me. Like I don't have a blush or bronzer or anything like that. But I hope this video gives you a little bit of an idea as to the products. That doesn't make sense. That wasn't English. That's okay. I like the pale look with dark eyes anyway. I think that's just stunning. I absolutely love that texture, and you could absolutely build this up. I'm going quite sheer and quite fine because it's not my skin tone, so I just want to do a little bit, but oh my gosh, it is really beautiful. Like I very much enjoy that texture. Look at that on the skin. Isn't that great? And you know what, although it has that glow to it, a lot of that glow is coming from the skin prep, so if you are even a little bit oilier, I don't think it will be an issue for you how glowy this is. I am still getting a bit of creasing from this product. Look in the lid here, it hasn't sat very well. A little bit disappointing, and considering that's with a base and it's literally been on my eyelid for about 10 minutes, it's not the best. Okay, I'm just gonna mute out my lips quickly, and then we have a few lip products to try. Okay, I wanted to show you two products because I love they're Oh My Gloss Butter Me Up lip balms. These are so beautiful. This is a shade Mellow Mocha, and I just want you to see. Look at that color. I just love how glossy they are, but it doesn't feel heavy or like a heavy gloss. It's literally a lip balm, and it just kind of neutralizes that lip shade. It's just so stunning. No stringy bits, nothing like that. So beautiful, and it feels like it's absorbing into my lip. Some lip balms, I always get this feeling with them that they're just sitting on top of my mouth and they're not really like being taken in by my lip, and I'm not getting any benefits, any skincare benefits from the lip balm. I am just going to blot that away because I have a gloss which I've actually never tried. It's their Thrill Seeker Glassy Gloss. This is the shade Sweet Frosting, and it says get instantly fuller looking lips with glassy shine. It contains hyaluronic acid, has instant hydration, and gives you volumized looking lips, subtle juicy scent. It does have, oh yeah, it's very much like a coconutty, like a fizzy coconut. I know it sounds really strange to call a smell fizzy. It has a tiny little dip in the dough foot, which is nice, which means that's going to hold some color, so you don't have to keep dipping in. Oh, oh yeah, I like this. That color's beautiful. I'm not usually a fan of coconut fragrance near my lips because it does remind me of shampoo, so sometimes I'm a bit like, you don't really need to use that much to get like a good glossy look from it. So I have a very dry lip at the moment. Like I can't begin to tell you how dry my lips are at the moment. Like they are insanely dry. Does that have glitter in it? No. Last but not least, we have the Multitasker Primer Mist and Setting Spray. All Day Shine Free. So it says it's a 3-in-1 primer, mist, and setting spray. Primes your complexion and refreshes your skin. Face primer and setting spray with all-day setting powder. Power. Can you hear that? This gloss is a tiny bit... Oh, I don't know. I like it. It does feel a bit gloopy is my only issue. But I mean, that's quite nice if you don't... As long as you don't take it all the way into your mouth. Oh, that smells amazing. Oh, let's dry that. It's giving my skin a really nice glow to it, but it's just wet at the moment. So it's hard to be like, look at that glow it's giving me when it's just wet. I am a bit disappointed with the eyelids. I mean, look at this. Can you see that like white gap in between here and here? And it is where my eyes kind of naturally do hood slightly, but it never happens usually with like a powder eyeshadow. I'll put an image here of my skin in, let's say, an hour's time to see what this all looks like all together. Let me know your opinions down below. Rimmel is a good brand, but there's definitely some hits and some misses. I think their complexion products they've got down. I think it's I think it's a really great brand for complexion. The foundation, the primers, every kind of primers, that spray is stunning on the skin. The lips are great too. The eyes, I would be a little bit concerned on, to be honest with you, but the other stuff I think is quite impressive. There are just some little things, like for example, in this foundation and this concealer, I wouldn't get much use from this tool at the end because of the formula of this product doesn't quite match the applicator, you know what I mean? It doesn't have that slip or that slide that perhaps you need from something that glides like that. Okay, let me know your opinions down below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what brand you want me to do next, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.